I no longer support one-sided polygamy, meaning the concepts that I started off my content with in regards to sisterhood, polygyny, one man and multiple wives. I no longer subscribe to this kind of family structure. It's one-sided, and I have seen in doing this work that in most cases, this type of relationship fails. My name is Asha Sekhmet, and I am a Tantra practitioner. I am a spiritual teacher. I also work in the dynamics of polygamy, community, and tribalism. So I want to say that I came into the polygamy space from a genuine perspective of wanting to solve problems, particularly for the Black American community. I understood that through my journey, I would evolve and to come into higher sense of consciousness in terms of how to execute a new community that is founded on spiritual principles. I went through a 7-year initiation that taught me on spiritual life system, indigenous way of life. It is a way to become closer to the creator without strict religious doctrine. So my life purpose is to create the blueprint of this sovereign community. So this is where I started the Maji Sister Wife Tribe. However, in this work, I saw that although it may seem like the immediate practical solution that multiple women would just pair up and share men, that is not the end goal, because it is one-sided, and that family structure alone hinders male evolution. Because what happens that I have seen in this work is that men will then compete, and then there is no community. It defeats the purpose of polygamy altogether, because they're still back on the plantation of the divide and conquer, and they're on someone else's agenda. They think that they're not. You think you're an individual. Oh, I'm doing my own thing, and no, you're on someone else's agenda, the big boss, right? So I saw in my case, this is not successful, and like I said, in most cases, it is not long-standing. So let me repeat that. Polygyny as an individual family structure practice alone, where there is one man and multiple wives, it is not a long-standing family structure, and in most cases, it fails. If, let's say, the only exception that I have to that is people who practice this in a religion community. If you are following a religious doctrine based on your holy text, then that is something different. I do not speak for other communities, and so I just want to make sure that I frame that. Now back to the work that I do, and this is for like-minded souls who seems to will fit into this way of life of what they're looking for. If you're looking for community centeredness, if you're looking for a way of life, a spiritual life system, if you're looking to have human tribal relationships that mimics the laws of nature, and you are living natural in the cycles of this solar system, then this is for those people. Okay, so polygamy, being one man with multiple wives, is one-sided, and I do not subscribe to that. And what polygamy is actually for, polygamy is human tribal relationships where multiple relationships on both sides for men and women to have intertribal relationships for community building. They pool resources together, skill sets, talents, and purposes. So it would have to involve, of course, both sex being able to have multiple partners. So it means that it is following the laws of reciprocity. Right? We're talking about laws that govern this universe. So this is a way that you can get something as profound as a sovereign community and people who are sui juris. So this is a term that means one who can operate and manage their own affairs. So these are people who can govern themselves. When people think that, if you say, oh, I have my own vision and my own thing, you're still on someone else's agenda. You live the typical modern American lifestyle, which is built on the foundation of divide and conquer and consumerism. Someone else's vision and agenda, and that's okay if that's the life that you want. That's okay. I'm not going to say that that's bad or good. That's just the life that you want. So when I think about the sovereign community that I envision and that I have always longed for, it was based on the laws that govern this universe, because that is the foundation of essentially what is missing with this world, right? So if we look at the world as like being upside down, and not the whole globe, but in Western modern American, I'm in America, so Western modern American lifestyle, it's backwards, upside down, and it's machine culture. So there's less human tribalism and more consumer and individualism. So in a dynamic in which there is community centeredness, that means that you are being reliant on other humans. That requires deeper levels of human development, meaning that you have the ability and the capacity to trust other humans. Because if you are operating in a family structure like polygamy, community, and tribalism, you have to trust other humans. You have to build trust. You have to build new relationships, and you have to learn how to be okay with the unknown. You have to be content with the possibility of failure and the possibility of those relationships or people potentially turning on you. That's the reality of the nature of coming together with people and building relationships. That is a factor of life. No human go through life as a self-made individual. That is a false fallacy. People typically will blurt that out as a means of individualism. However, they never got there alone. They had help. There were people on their journey who helped them. Right? So if we're talking about people trusting and we're living in complete authenticity and freedom, there's no hiding, there's no cheating, there's no deception, there's no illusion. You live in the reality of what you actually have. You are authentic. You all are seeing each other's souls. You go through the ups and downs. You go through the worst, you go through the good, you go through the not so pleasant moments, and you help each other grow, because it's through challenges that humans build tribal relationships. It's through challenges and growth together. Each milestone that we get through and we grow through together, our relationships become stronger. That trust becomes more solid because we got through those challenges together. So that's how you build that polygamous tribal sovereign community. So it takes special souls. And I just wanted to frame this so that people understood more of where I am today in my journey. So now let's define that. So if we're saying polygamy, it's going to look like a combination of polygamy is multiple spouses. So under that umbrella, you have men with multiple wives, women with multiple husbands. You have polyamory. So you have people, one wife of this tribe come and have a relationship with this man of this tribe, and they're coming together, building resources, and that could involve sexual intimacy or other types of intimacy. And that's what we do. We're involving all types of polyamory, family, community building, because that is how you become sovereign. It is trusting each other. It is building a foundation. It is not seeing each other as competition, but in collaboration. It is not the I, it is the we. It is what their problem is over here is also my problem. Our problems we share collectively, and we never keep our mind off the future generations. We're always looking at them. That means that it's okay that we do not get everything accomplished by the end of our lifetime, but we do work as hard as we can. We go hard and we get as much done as we can in our lifetime so that we can pass the baton for the next generation, so that we continue on, so that we can see the heaven brought here, right? So we can see the full kingdom of heaven here. So that is ultimately what the goal is. We want to keep getting better. We want to keep evolving, and we want to ensure the quality of the next generation. Okay, so I just want to summarize a couple of more points to you all on where I am today in my journey. I no longer subscribe to polygyny, meaning one husband with multiple wives as the only family structure with sisterhood. I do not subscribe to that. I have seen with doing this work that polygyny, one man with multiple wives as the only family structure, typically fails. It is not a long-lasting relationship because it does not promote male evolution, and it stuns men's growth and then competing with each other because they are possessing their wives. So I no longer subscribe to one-sided polygamy. What I do represent is polygamy, meaning all forms of polyamory dynamics, non-possessive marriages. That means that it is both sides. That means that what makes someone rightful for polygamy, whether it be a man or a woman, it means that they would also be okay with their spouse having spouses, other spouses outside of them. That goes for men and women. So I am not for one-sided polygamy under any dynamic. I'm not for a woman having multiple husbands and then that's the only family structure. I'm not for one husband having multiple wives and then that's the only family structure. I am for polygamy, which means multiple spouses. I am for polyamory and community building. That means that if you are engaging in polygamy, that means that if you're in my community and you are practicing sovereign community building, that means that you are polygamous because you are okay with your spouse having other spouses, whether you are a wife or you are a husband. So I just wanted to make sure I clarify that so that everyone know that where we are today. We are in end times, which means that we are at the death of one world for a birth of a new one. This means that it's time to tribe up, find your community. Find like-minded people that is meant to live the path that you are meant to live on, and you will be fine. Find your community, and that's what it's about. Let me know what you all think in the comments below. You can also book one-on-one sessions with me on www.AshaSekhmet.com.